Hi, I'm Jack.
I'm Lakota, and this is our bus, Scully the Skoolie. Welcome to the tour. Come check it out.
From a kid to a man to a star, bike to a minivan to a supercar.
This is a washer-dryer combo.
After she came out, she's like, you just blew my mind. Like, I can't believe that that's a school bus.
I think this is maybe the fanciest shower I've ever had in my life. So our bus is called Scully the Skoolie. We really like the show X-Files. Scully's one of the main characters, and it has an alien theme running throughout the show, so we have some little alien quirky touches in there as well. Come on in!
I have no idea what chair this is called, but it's from shopforseats.com. No fancy schmancy stuff. It's not powered or anything, no electronics or anything. It's just like a really like comfy, high quality RV captain's chair. A lot of the dash needs to be redone. Like there's some parts you're gonna see that are like work in progress. This is like a Sony console that you would get for like a car. And I got like 2 speakers hooked up here, one back there. And I was thinking about doing more, but I think 2's good enough because these can get very loud. The curtains, Amazon. We did not custom make these. These snaps, I actually made these right before we came to Schoolie Swarm, like the day that we left. So they fold down like that, and then when you want to fold it up, you just roll it up and snap them. This is a Garmin RV navigation system, and you can actually put in your height and everything. So you put your vehicle profile, so it shows how long your vehicle is, how wide, and then how tall, and then it will route from where you are to where you're going based off of the specifications of your vehicle. And it's super useful because you don't want to go under an overpass and then lose your solar panels or your rooftop deck or whatever you have up there.
Hi, welcome to our kitchen. So we have built all of these cabinets. We put the cabinet boxes together ourselves and then ordered the drawer and door faces. One of my favorite things is that for locking them, we have these baby locks up here. So all we have to do when we leave is just activate them and close it and go down all the different cabinets. And then we have this, which is a magnet. And then when you want to open it again, see it's locked. You just go like this, and it opens, and then you unhook it, and when we park, now you don't have to worry about it. And that was such a cool idea. It's like not expensive at all. It was awesome. Have a 24-inch farmhouse sink, this really beautiful little faucet here. This is a washer-dryer combo, so we can do laundry, which is really amazing. It does use a lot of water, so we don't use it that often. We try to kind of save it for when we have water hookups. It uses about 20 gallons of water between both of them. So you can choose to only do the laundry with like just washing, or you can choose to wash and dry. And then over here, we have an induction cooktop. So we've got some pots and pans that when you put it on, it's like the special kind so that it doesn't get hot anywhere else. It heats up really quickly. It's so awesome. And then we have our vent hood, little light on here. There's a fan. Which really helps with cooking because it does get kind of hot in here when we do that. And then this is an oven air fryer combo, so we can just make all of our meals in here. We don't have any propane, everything is gas, or it's not gas, but everything is electric. So it's a little bit harder to find things to cook with, and there's not really that many oven options. So this was really nice because you can just hook it right up and cook everything you need in there. You can fit like a turkey in there if you want, but we've made cookies and pizzas and we really like it. And then this is our tile backsplash, which I really love. Butcher block countertops. We have this little part that swings on this side so that while we're cooking, if it splatters over here, it doesn't get onto the painted wall. But that's our kitchen for now. We've been married for 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years going on 4. The majority of our marriage, we have been building this bus.
Actually, yeah.
Which is crazy.
What happened at Vanfest?
Vanfest was awesome. That was our first trip ever, and nobody had really ever seen the bus besides us and a couple other people. So we've just been kind of living in a bubble, and then we went to Vanfest, and when the general public came in, there were 2 days, we decided to exhibit the bus, and everybody got a little ticket, and you could vote for your favorite bus or build in general.
So everybody that came was like, your bus is incredible. It's amazing. I've never seen anything like that lady. She's like, no, I worked with buses for 25 years. I don't want to see another bus.
She
and I was like,
I don't want to come again.
yeah, she's like,
no.
All due respect, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see a school bus right now. And I was like, just go inside. Just take a peek. And she walked in, and after she came out, she's like, you just blew my mind. Like, I can't believe that that's a school bus.
Everybody there was just like, take my tickets, I don't care what it is, just take them. So then we ended up winning crowd favorite.
We won crowd
and
favorite.
It was so nice. And
I
first trip ever, it was
crazy.
just like, out of all the rigs that were there, like our bus won. And it was really, really nice because like all of our hard work that we've just been seeing for 2 years, everybody liked it too.
Before I go any further, I do want to say a lot of what you see is help from my dad. Like, he's been a general contractor, knows electrical, plumbing, you name it, has been like flipping houses and stuff like that longer than I've been alive. But I am super proud of like when I do a project by myself and it comes out okay. The dinette and the table and everything you see here was 100% me. It's all 3/4 plywood, birch plywood. I made these drawer boxes with the drawer glides I got from, I think, cabinetparts.com. This is butcher block countertop, same as over here. The reason why we went for this pedestal in particular is because this is telescoping. So if you wanted to push this down, it goes into the bottom here, and then you can lock it in place. And again, another work in progress here, but we're gonna have cushions that'll come across, and then this basically just turns into a big couch. But yeah, and another thing that you probably won't see unless I point it out is the seat belts. This is like the easiest way and simplest way I could figure out how to hide these, because I wanted to have seat belts on here if we had like extra passengers. So this is like one of the things in here that I'm like the most excited about because they're so cool and I love these things. So these are glass insulators that were used on telephone poles. They're, I don't know, like probably 70 years old. Actually here, there's a bunch of them. Next to the railroad tracks, you see a bunch of them on the old power lines. I might go out and steal some. What I did was I took this insulator and then I took a diamond tipped hole saw and drilled through the top of it, and then took like a light socket, fished that through, and these light bulbs work off of 12 volt power because originally we had puck lights. This is one of the projects that we did in here that came out way better than I imagined, and I love these. These are like one of my favorite things in here. Yeah, for sure.
So this is our little classic retro refrigerator. We really, really love it because it's very cute. So we've got space up here, and then on the bottom is actually where the freezer is. So this is something that we were excited to have because we had one at first that was a little bit shorter, and it was kind of hard because we'd have to like crouch down to get to it. But this is such a perfect size. This is an apartment size fridge. And then we also put this on the bottom so that we could have some extra storage space down here, and we did step it up a little bit so that it's even taller. And then up here, hopefully these are open, yeah, we've got some more storage up on the top. And if you follow me over here, this is our bathroom. We have our shower over here. We did all of the tiling. The curve was pretty difficult, but to be honest, I did not do this, so I just get to enjoy the fruits of the labor that Jack did with his dad. And then this is our composting toilet. It's an Ogo toilet, and so far so good. It's not stinky in here at all. And we have our window here, so this helps with venting any steam. And then we also have a max air fan that we put over here on the side. Which also helps because it gets a little steamy in here. We have a hot water heater that we heat up before we use the showers, but if this is open and this is open, it totally vents out all of the steam, and it's really, really nice. And then something that I really love is our wallpaper. Our bus is named Scully the Skoolie. We like X-Files, and so we have this like silly wallpaper that has aliens in it. So when you're at a distance, it's like, oh my gosh, wow, look at this like completely normal forest wallpaper, and then you come in and then you say, oh wow, there's actually an alien hiding in this bush. Anyway, this is our vanity. And we have kind of like retro touches in the bus, like the fridge, and then so we have these little kind of like more retro-y sink faucets, and then we have this really lovely mirror, and we have a little two-tone light up there. It feels very luxurious every time we take a shower in here, even though they have to be really fast showers to save water. It just feels like very spa-like. I think this is maybe the fanciest shower I've ever had in my life, and it's in our tiny house bus, which is so silly.
Do you guys know how much you've spent on the bill? On the bus as a whole?
Roughly.
I don't want to talk about it.
I mean, it's less than a house.
True.
But bus included, I would say probably like 60 grand, a little over.
And you can do it for a lot less. But we decided to get really fancy things. And everything is so tiny. So buying tile can be very expensive.
Tile can be
but if you're
so
tiling a really small space.
What do I do for work? I do cybersecurity for a software company. And that's what allows us to do this because it's remote. And that was like the biggest thing, like getting out of the Navy. I was in for 6 years. Was able to land a job with this company that I'm at now. That was like the main thing because I was like, I want to work remote. I don't want to have to worry about where I have to live. You know, that type of freedom is hard to find, especially now because it's so competitive.
Come into the bedroom. This is one of the areas that we just recently worked on. We have this TV back here. We also have some more of our indirect lighting that's up at the top. Jack made the coolest storage boxes. So we have a taller one, and then because we didn't want it to obstruct the window back here, we have a shorter one as well, and they're on these hinges. And right now we have some board games stored in here. We have a remote. We've got a little extra clothing storage, just whatever we can think of that can fit. The wire for the TV also is on the side, so I think there's a little grommet over here that goes and plugs, and there is an outlet inside of it. So it's a little bit hidden, just so that it's as organized as possible, but we painted this to match the walls, so it's a little bit more incognito, but this is something that we just recently added, and we really love it, and it's been so exciting so far. On this side, we have our pillows and everything, but we also just made a custom headboard that was just made out of plywood, and we got some foam and some cotton batting and some fabric that we put over top of it. No sewing involved. I don't know how to use a sewing machine, so it was the easiest project, and it just looks so polished and exciting and cozy back here. It's just such a nice place to hang out. We have our skylight up at the top, which is absolutely the best. We can lay in bed and stargaze. The door is still the original door. We put in this little deadbolt lock to add an extra level of security, but for now we also just have the regular emergency exit door that's back there. So the curtains have been a really nice addition for privacy, but then we can also just open them and swing the door right open and have a really nice cross views from the front, and just wherever we're parked, enjoy the view from the back as well. And then this is something else that has been a really cool little addition. This is also a shelf. I think it's about 3 inches wide, so you can kind of fit your phone up there. There's some outlets over there. I think it turned out really well. I'm very proud of it. And this is our mini split. We can do air conditioning or heat. It is vented to the outside, so that's on the back of the bus, and it does cool down the front of the bus as well. It's not a huge bus, and when it's really chilly outside, we can just change it to the heat, and that keeps us nice and warm at night, and we really like it. So this is our bedroom. It's so cozy, and I just really love it. It's a super nice place to hang out and just read or watch TV or however we want to spend our time.
To someone watching that's thinking about building a bus, what would you tell them?
Don't.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because if you wanted, like, okay, we talked to the Hakuna Matata bus, and he said the same thing. And I was like, that's really interesting. And I asked him why. And he said, because if you want to do it enough, you won't listen to me and you'll just do it anyway. And the motivation will be there and you don't care what I say and you'll do it despite me saying no, don't do it. You don't listen to me. If you want it that bad, you'll do it anyway. And I think that's so motivating because I've had people that said, you're crazy. That's a stupid waste of money. You're wasting your time. Don't do that. Just buy an RV. Do this and that. And we didn't listen to them. We did it anyway.
Yeah. The problem is with this lifestyle, it's really glorified by social media. And all you ever see is how beautiful it is and how adventurous it is and how cool and exciting it is. And then you start the build and so many buses that we see for sale are gutted. You put in the subfloor and then that's it. And they say, this is way too hard. I have no idea what I'm doing. And then just
they'll give up and they sell it.
I think it's more of like, just know what you're getting yourself into and do as much research as possible and talk to people who are in this community instead of just watching people on the internet with their glorified lifestyles and see what it's really like in real life first and then decide.
So electrical, don't mind the lack of trim on the side there. So we went with Victron inverter charger. We got the Cartro 5000. It's running 24 volts. We decided to do this one because of A, price, and B, it was pretty beefy for what we wanted to do with it. This is our solar controller right up here, so that hooks up to all the panels. And it comes through this grommet here into the shutoff. In case I need to work on that for any reason, and then it goes straight into the controller and then charges my batteries. This guy is for alternator charging. So that's hooked up to the bus batteries. So if the bus is running, it helps, keep the charge up. So it's just another form of power source. This converts the 12 or 24 volt into 12 volt for all of our 12 volt stuff. That's running off of that. For DC, this is a Lynx distributor. Everything comes into here from, batteries to inverter, charger, you name it. And we have, coming from the batteries, these are light power batteries from EG4. They're really nice, but this was, I'll be candid, the most expensive part of the bus. It was like over 16 grand. Like I said before, it's like you pick and choose how you want to do it. We decided to go full electric, so we beefed up on our electric system. So we have a whole closet that's dedicated to it. No issues whatsoever. This shows you how much power is entering or leaving the batteries, what your percentage is at, what the voltage is, how much you're getting from your solar, and also your AC loads. Very helpful to have this right here, for sure.
So this side of the closet is our clothing storage. It is not done at all yet, so I can open it for you, but right now it's just stacks of things. So still figuring it out, but so far so good.
So painting the bus was probably one of the most intense projects of the entire build. We did not know what we were doing. The bus was also parked underneath trees, so like acorns, leaves, sap was just like falling constantly, and that was like another thing we had to do. So I had to figure out how to build a spray booth around it so that overspray as well wasn't getting on like neighbors' cars, the driveway, you name it. We went to a automotive paint shop that like supplies like local body shops around the area, and I just came in with a swatch and was like, hey, do you think it can match this? Yeah, and they were able to like pretty much one for one. So color is pretty much exactly what we wanted. It was perfect. This is like your standard house outside steel door, and this was originally a right hand in swing. So if you were to put this on a house as it came, it would be the other way. So the doorknob would be on this side. We could just take this and switch it around, and literally took the door apart, the saddle, everything, the frame. Like even this part that you see here, we literally had to take it
out of the door, spin it around, and then like remount all of the trim and the window and everything, because there's like blinds in here, as you can see. Because if we didn't do that, then all that stuff would be on the inside. These windows were custom made from Motion Windows. They're a company out in Michigan, I think. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, they make custom RV windows, and they come in all different shapes and styles. So you can get them like square like they are here, or rounded like typical RV. But we went with these specifically because they're dual pane, so you get more insulation for winter and summer months. Helps, you know, with energy consumption and all that. And it's a funny story because I specifically got them square because I thought my wife wanted them square. And then when we got them in and I showed her, she asked me why they were square, and I was like, you wanted them square? She was like, well, I didn't care what they're, whatever, it's fine. And I was like, okay, well, they're going in anyway, because it literally it took 3 months for them to make these. So I was like, well, we're not waiting anymore, and they're going in. But they came out awesome. And we made sure to put like the butyl tape around it and everything, so it's all sealed up. But yeah, they work great. And yeah, I don't know if I talked about these before, but we had the screen in there. So these are the cameras I was talking about, with has a little solar panel on the top of it, so they get charged during the day. And I put one here and one in the back. One here specifically because this is kind of like my blind spot. I was driving one day and I had to make a turn, and I literally could not see like this side of the bus, because like if you're driving right, you're on this side, and I was like trying to make a left-hand turn, and I was like, I can't see, I gotta make this turn blind, there's nothing I could do. So after that, I was like, I'm getting cameras, non-negotiable. So yeah, they just magnet to the side of the bus, no wires, no nothing. They're awesome, I love them. We got the mini split up here from Blue Ridge. It's 9,000 BTU unit, which is more than enough for our 150 square feet of space. And it came with the lines, it came with electrical and all that stuff. They're really good company, awesome customer service. The only thing I needed to have hooked up for me were the coolant lines, and I didn't have to like fill them or anything. But I had a guy come out and just flange them and hook it up to the unit. I did all the electrical. This mount we got from skoolies.com. They have a lot of good stuff over there. Don't buy rivets from them, just a pro tip. You can get cheaper ones from other places, just saying. All the windows are original, but we fixed the trim around it because it was really gross and dirty, and some of them were leaking, so I had a guy come out and do that for me as well. I originally tried to do the bottom one, and I busted the window like immediately trying to do that. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna have somebody do that for me. So they came out great. I love them. This guy is for reversing, and it is not wired whatsoever, so it's just for show. He's just there. On this side, not a lot going on here, but super important things like our water hookup. So like it's kind of like a gas pump if you think about it. You just hook it up to a regular hose, and then you just crank it in and turn it on, and fills up the tank. And this is our shore power hookup. Used a lot at home, especially if we're using a lot of power for tools and stuff like that. Plus we keep our solar panels covered at home because the trees and stuff will just ruin them. So it's just easier to use the shore power hookups. Coming further down, this is the bathroom window, and we got the mini Air Max fan, side mounted, so that, you know, pushes all the steam out of the bathroom, keeps the moisture down. You want to do that as much as possible. This is our vent for our toilet, the Ogo toilet. Super easy to install. It's literally just drill a hole, screw it in, good to go. And then this is our kitchen window, and we're pretty much back to the front. But I do want to point out this guy. This is a gray water tank. It's 100 gallons. We got 100 gallons fresh water under the bed. This chassis was custom made from a welder local to us. He did some other work for us on the stairs because they were super rusted out. We had to try to clean those up as much as we could, make it structurally safe. There's a lot of rust. Most buses have a lot of rust. This was a drain plug that I got from Amazon, and it's 1.5 inches, just screws right into the side of this. And if I want to open it,
the drain. You just pull that out. There's nothing in there, but that's how you get all the gray water out. Funny story, first time we took the bus out, we were heading into Cracker Barrel, and I look back and I see something under the gray water tank, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And I walk over and look underneath, and it's literally just like bowed, like almost like 4 inches out on the bottom, and there wasn't like hardly any water in there. And I was like, oh no. And the reason that was happening was we didn't have structural supports underneath going across the center of this chassis. So the weight of just the tank itself was pulling it down. So
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, so that's all fixed. Good to go. No worries there.
This is just the view panel. Gets a little stuck from the paint. This was a huge spaghetti mess when we first got it. I ripped a lot of stuff out and added some things. Like this is the alternator charging that you saw before inside. These are leads coming through, and then we have a 60 amp fuse just in case if it overcharges, just to protect the rest of the system. And yeah, we got like radio hookups and cleaned up a lot of wiring, especially like the lights. A lot of the lights that you see on the outside, especially in the back, were replaced, so they're like brand new. Because a lot of them were gross, had dirt in it. This bus came from Oklahoma, sorry. And there's a lot of dust out there, and you could tell when I brought this bus home, it was dirty. So on the front here, we kept the grill, or the grill was yellow.
I think so. I don't remember.
But we wanted to paint it black to match the rub rails. The bumper was black. I think all this was like silver, but we like this color with like the black accents. And then if you see the lights up here, we added these because the bus didn't have high beams. It was really hard to see at night, so I put these in. I don't remember how many lumens, but they're pretty bright. There was a particular night I was driving in the rain, and these literally helped me stay within the lines. So the crossing mirrors are original. I did not replace those. That's why they look a little grimy. Don't get too close. The mirrors on the side here, those are actually new, because the original ones that we had were really old and grimy as well. They were really hard to look out of, and that was like one thing I didn't want to compromise, because you want to be able to see where you're going, who's around you, and have that clear, easy to look at, easy to see, especially when you're on the highway. You want to see all the angles, if somebody's on the side, if you're passing. So that was like a safety thing. You see the paint drips up there. You could tell it was a home job, but it came out all right. Thanks for touring with us.
You can follow our journey at Scully the Skoolie on all socials, and we hope you liked it.
Bye.
Oh, bye. Wait. We
That was
can
good.
do that
That
again
was
if
good.
you want.